Hello. Now we have learned about strings and numbers and different built-in functions for them and different calculations, how to do that. Today we are going to learn about variables. So let's get started. So this is the Python shell and we are going to study about variables. So variables represent information stored on computer's memory. Basically, we have with variables, we have allocated a piece of memory in a computer which is stored for us, which is reserved for us until we are running that program. So variables are slots inside the computer's memory made up of two parts, name and variable. So we must give a name to that memory place. And second thing, of course, we have to save some value in it. Okay, so think of them like signs on a road that give you information about the speed limits, exits, and streets, speed bumps, crosswalks, etc. So kind of like that. For example, when there is a speed bump in the road, you will see a sign warning you about the speed bump. We can say that sign and speed bump make up the variable. The sign would be the name and the speed bump would be the value. You can still have the speed bump without the sign, but that would not be very helpful. Imagine roads without any signs, it would cause a lot of confusion. Like you don't know what is going to happen next onto the road. Likewise, without variables in coding or programming would also get very confusing and messy. Variables offers two main benefits. Reusability, you can use them later, and assignability, so you can assign any values to them. Let's create some variables so that we can look at these concepts and try to understand them. So how we create a variable in Python? First of all, creating a variable in Python is super easy using the assignment operator, which is equals sign. In the example below, create a variable called my name and the value is the string Billy. So let's do that. My name equals to Billy. Okay. So the value is assigned. Now, if I will write my name, it will print Billy because we have assigned a value to that variable, and when we write that variable, it will show us that name on the screen. Similarly, we can put that in print statement and it will give us the same result. So once you create a variable, it can be reused at any time throughout your code, hence the reusability benefit. So let's do something. So we are gonna take my age equals to, let's say, 13. Now I will print it something like that. My age is. Now when you are going to use a variable, you have to concatenate it like this, and you do not put it into the double quotation marks. Remember that if you put that in double quotation marks, it will just print as my name, not the actual value of that variable. Okay, so you have to remember that thing. So yes, my age is 13. You can again use this. You can use it as many times as you want because we have the reusability property. Sorry, we have to concatenate. So see, we have declared the my age variable here, and we have already used it 3 times. We did not need to define that thing again and again. One more thing in Python, that you do not need to tell the code what is the data type for the variable. Let's say you do not need to tell it int my age. It will automatically it is in the Python rule that will automatically know what is the data type for anything you are using. Okay. So let's say you have a really long sentence that you want to print out multiple lines throughout your code. Like the sentence can be, this is really long sentence that I will be printing out many times, and suppose you wanted to print this out 20 times in your code. You do not want to type it out every time. You can just create a variable and use that instead. Let's just write that sentence. It will save us big time, really big time. I will gonna write a really big sentence. Let me use a copied sentence somewhere, so we will save our time. Okay, so I have just put that in this way. Okay, so we got some spaces. Let's just clean this sentence. Okay, here it is. So now we have saved this long sentence into the variable sentence. Now imagine you need to use this sentence 20 times into your code. And what if you have to write it actually 20 times? This is how the variable save you big time. Okay, now we just need to use that variable sentence every time we need that. I will just print that. All right, so yes. As you can see, by creating a variable for our long sentence makes things so much easier. The other benefit of variable is assignability. Assignability means that a variable can be given or assigned a new value at any time. So if you have made a variable sentence, you can assign new values anytime you want. It will just overwrite it. So let's just car equals to Toyota. Okay. So now I want the lottery for 50,000 and what? Now we want to tell it we have got the car which is Toyota. Alright. See, now I will assign the value again which will be Ferrari. Now I will just copy this sentence again and paste it in here. As you can see, now we have got Ferrari. Here we got the Toyota. So this is how you can assign a variable as many times as you want, and it will not give you any problem. So we created a variable called car and assigned it to a value of Toyota. We use the car variable in a sentence. After that, we reassigned the value to Ferrari and used it in a sentence again. The variables allow you to store and change information, which is an essential aspect of programming. Okay. So there are some rules for Python naming the variables, which are the name must start with a letter or an underscore. It cannot or should not be started with any digit, any number. It cannot be started with any number. It can only be started with any letter or an underscore. The name cannot start with a number. Okay, the name can only contains letters, numbers, and underscores only. Okay, so names are case sensitive also. So if you have name, name, and name, these are three separate values. These are three separate variable names. All right, these are not same because it is case sensitive. Okay, now if I want to create multiple variables at the same time, of course we can do that in Python. So Python allows you to create multiple variables in a single line should you wish to. Okay, so name car equals to name is Bill and car is Toyota. Okay, we have created two variables in a same line. See, these work just fine as we have done above. So there is one condition only that we have to separate them with comma. Now let's look at another example. A equals to B equals to C equals to 25. we have created three variables and all threes are equals to 25. It means A equals to 25, B equals to 25 and C is also equals to 25. All three variables have same values. Let's just check it. C, print B, print C. We have got the same value. Okay, so you can also do that. Now you can also do the calculations with using variables. Let's see how to do it. So let's just say A equals to, why it is not writing in here. Alright, A, B, C equals to 8, 9, 8 and 9. Let's just say we create a variable C equals to A plus B. Now we'll just print the value of C. Let's see. Yes, has given us the result of 70. What we have done, we have assigned two values to variables A and B, which were 8 and 9, and then we have just calculate and add these values and save the result in our third variable, which is called C. And when we print it, it has given us the following result. So let's look at some more examples. Calculate y using the formula. Let's just say we have the formula y equals to mx plus b. Alright, we have this formula. Let's just calculate it. First of all, we have assigned a value m equals to 4, x equals to 7, b equals to 34. Now y equals to mx. So we cannot just write mx. We have to put a asterisk multiplication sign in between them, and now plus b. Alright, this will do the trick. We just write y and it gives us result 62. Alright, you can do as many calculations as you want using these kind of variables. Now we have just used some uh, numbers, integer variables. Let's just use some string variables for more practice. Let's say my name equals to Henry and my friend equals to Tommy. Now print a message. Hi, my name is, okay, so yes, we have got this. Now let's just print our friend name also. This is my friend. This is my friend Tommy. So this is how using the string variables is as same as we have used the integer variables. Alright, let's just do the multiplier equals to 9. Let's just do another trick. No, it should be multiply with our multiplier. Yes, we have got 9 times a hello. See, now let's just make some more variables. Time, P is for prince, U for unicorn. Okay, now let's just print it and print once upon a time. Sorry, we have got the variable for this t. Then there was again we have got the variable which is p. Now again you have to start this. Add beautiful and we have few here. Okay, so let's just print it. Once upon a time, there was a prince who had a beautiful unicorn. See, we have got all our result. Earlier, we learned about string methods and operators, how we can use them on the variables that represent strings. We can use them just fine in here. Let's just use them. Name equals to Billy. Okay, so now we will just capitalize it. Name dot cap. Yes, we have got capitalized. Now we will convert it into uppercase. Yes. Now we will just slice it. We got B. Slice it one more time with our range. Bill. Now we will concatenate it. Again, we will slice it and concatenate it with another string. Yes, we got Bill Gates. Now we will just use the sliced string and multiply by 4. Bill. Yeah. It is so much fun. Yeah, doing programming is so much fun. Silly. Yes. Now we want to just know the length of name. 5. Now we just want to replace it. B with S. Silly. Alright. So yeah. This is how we do these things. Now, what is use of it if we do all the things by ourselves? We don't want mm, that user give us some input. All right, we also want the user give us some input. Let's just see how we do that. So you can get user input in Python by using input function. You have the option to add a message inside the function or leave it empty. Let's see what happens when you leave it empty. Yeah, you just not alright, so you have to just type it. You do not need any code. When you type input and hit enter, you will immediately see a cursor onto the next line blinking and waiting for user input. Type in something and hit enter. No need to use quotes unless there is a need for it, because user input is considered a string by default. Let's try it with a message. Input. What is your name? We want to know what the user has to input. Alright. My name is Bill. Yes, we have got the result, Bill Gates. Okay, great. However, it looks a bit cluttered. Let's fix with some new line character. Just copy it, paste it in here, and use the escape character. What is your name? Again, I'm Bill Gates. See, we have got the result. Now, what is the use of the user input? Yes, we want to save them in some variable. So let's just do it. Name equals to, again I will paste that thing. Now what we will put in when input a value, it will automatically be saved name. We are Bill Gates. Okay, now I will print the name Bill Gates. Okay, this is how we store the value. So it's really that easy. You choose a name for your variable and set it equal to the input function. Let's try some more. So first equals to is your first name, triggered escape sequence. Let's just copy it. And my first name is Bill, and then we have last equals to, and this is last name. What is your last name? Gates. Okay, so let's just print it. Hello. Then we will just put the first and then last. Okay, so hello Bill Gates, we got. See, this is how it works. Okay, so this was our lecture today, and I hope you have understood how we get input and how we use some variables and how we can manipulate these variables. So let's do some exercises on it and do some fine things with it, and I hope you understand. See you next time.